we are reporting surprising news coming out of San Francisco. Tony Xu has stepped down as DoorDash CEO due to the company going bankrupt. He admits the whole thing was a cash grab and wants all the Dashers out there to know that they will no longer be able to make money with DoorDash. No, this didn't actually happen, but the thought popped into my head that it could, and I knew I needed to stop relying solely on DoorDash, especially if we have another slow month like we did in January. So I decided to call up my old friend Grubhub support and see what I could do. Now for those of you who don't know, I used to be with Grubhub and Uber Eats and would multi-app using all three of the apps. But then one day I got deactivated off both Uber Eats and Grubhub, and that was the end of that. But I knew I needed to get reactivated somehow because DoorDash wasn't cutting it lately. After hours of waiting on the phone and emailing, nothing happened. So I tried again the next day and finally broke through. Grubhub had been able to reactivate my account and I was ready to go. Now it was time to get back out there and see just how much money I could make with Grubhub. Unfortunately, my first day went like this. Waiting and waiting for orders that would never come. So obviously I turned on DoorDash and Grubhub didn't send me any order for my entire shift. I was a little discouraged at this point and remembered just how slow Grubhub is and that it's even slower if you don't schedule a shift. But I was determined to get out from under DoorDash's grip it had on me, so the next day I tried again and to my surprise I was actually able to get some orders, like this one to La Frontera and this one to Wingnuts. Unfortunately, I ran into big problems with the DoorDash order that night and decided to head in early. I knew I'd made the right decision by trying Grubhub once again, considering I continued to have my DoorDash map be completely dead. Things were looking up though. I had my first few orders under my belt and was starting to remember what it takes to be a great multi-apper. The next few days were fairly similar and I started to be reminded about what Grubhub is really about. See, with Grubhub, they send you the order right when the customer places it. So on almost every order, you're stuck waiting for about 10 to 20 minutes. Like take this order for instance. I got there 5 minutes after the designated pickup time and the restaurant told me it would be another 15 minutes before the order would be ready. It was at this point that I remembered why Grubhub is such a good app to pair with DoorDash, because you can accept a Grubhub order and then complete an entire DoorDash order instead of waiting the 20 minutes that you would have had to had you just done the Grubhub order. It was this strategy that I would carry into my next day. My Wednesday lunch shift honestly went really good, probably one of the most consistent Grubhub shifts I've had all week. And basically what happens when you're multi-apping, when you're using Grubhub, pairing it with DoorDash, I like to think of my days sectioned off into groups of 3 orders, because usually I'm doing 2 DoorDash orders and 1 Grubhub order at the same time, and it kind of flows like that. I'll get a DoorDash order, and then as I'm doing that one, I get a Grubhub order, which while I'm going to get the Grubhub order, I usually get a DoorDash order that's right around the same area, and I just kind of group them into orders of 3. You might want to rewatch that last part because I definitely get a little confusing there. And so the first group I had was an order to Chick-fil-A, which was honestly pretty good, a decent order to start the shift off with. Considering I got out late today and started my shift at 1 o'clock, this was a decent order. And after I accepted that one, I did get a Grubhub order to McDonald's, which I declined because it was just taking me in the opposite direction of the DoorDash order I was already doing. But then right after I declined that Grubhub order, I got another one to the same Chick-fil-A that my DoorDash order was at. So you know I accepted that one, got both of those orders done, and then got a stack order from DoorDash, $11.50, 6.5 miles. So as I'm doing those, I get a really big order from Grubhub, which was $19.95 for 9 miles. So obviously I accepted that one. And on this one, I knew it was going to take a long time. So I completed the entire stack order before I even went to pick up the Grubhub order. And a nice little thing you can do is call the restaurant and see how long it's going to be. They said it was going to be 20 minutes after the pickup time that was on Grubhub. So I was like, I'm going to get both of these DoorDash orders done, then go pick that one up. So after completing that one, I got another sweet set of 3 orders. I got a stack order to Spitz from DoorDash. Along the way, I got an order from Grubhub, $6.63 to Subway for only 2 miles. And so while I was dropping that one off, I got another stack order from DoorDash, which completed my shift. It was $9.50 for 2 miles. So you guys can kind of see how that works. I'm not doing Grubhub full time. I don't think I would make good money at all if I was just doing Grubhub, because the orders are so spaced out. The frequency of orders that I get is just not that much. But when you're pairing it with DoorDash and Grubhub can fill in those gaps so there's no wait times on anything, that's the sweet spot. And that's how I was able to make $69 in just 2.5 hours, averaging almost $28 an hour for this lunch shift. So we're doing great so far. The rest of this week has kind of been more sporadic. Today I got more consistent Grubhub orders, so let's see what the dinner shift has in store. So the dinner shift went even better than that lunch shift that I just described for you guys. I was averaging over $30 an hour. And so basically ever since that first day where I really didn't get any Grubhub orders, once I started getting orders, Grubhub definitely sends me more and more as the days go on. So for my first week, things went great. I'm averaging about $26 to $32 an hour consistently now using both apps. And if you want to see a full breakdown of how I used to use all 3 apps to make over $30 an hour every single shift, make sure you check out this video right here. Make sure you subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time.